My name is Jillian Perrick, and I'm a lover of all things orange chocolate. Think One Tree Hill is way better than the OC. And as a person who stutters, I hope to one day inspire women with invisible disabilities to overcome their limiting beliefs and start the business of their dreams, just like I did. I'm a mindset coach specializing in imposter syndrome, helping women beat their inner imposter using neurolinguistic programming, hypnosis, and time techniques. And this is the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. This podcast is for you if you're an entrepreneurial woman trying to navigate the online space with a lot of passion and a lot of uncertainty. If you feel like your ideas are unoriginal, that your message isn't necessary or important, or like you're a complete and total fraud, then you've come to the right place. This podcast will take you from imposter to empowered with ninja-like brain hacks, easy to implement strategies, and uplifting real talk to make you feel like everything you want is in reach. Let's get started, girlfriend. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill. You can find me on Instagram at YourCoachJill. And this podcast episode is sponsored by the Lazy Entrepreneur's Morning Routine. And that is my signature product, which is a planner and journal combination. And this is not just your standard journal or not just your standard planner. On the left-hand side of every day, you'll have your planner portion, which is your tasks, your appointments, your gratitudes, everything to get you organized for the day. And the reason why I did this was because we are constantly looking at our goals and constantly working towards everything, but it can get very jumbled up and confusing if we're focusing on too many things at once. And when you actually take each day just 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, and you're setting small goals and reaching those small goals, you'll actually achieve a huge result. So on the one side, again, on the left-hand side is that planner portion, which is your tasks for the day only, your appointments, one goal you want to work towards for the day, and then your gratitudes, which we always want to start our day with high vibe, in gratitude, being grateful for everything that we have. And then on the right hand side, I have customized 182 journal prompts for you to start off your day, to start journaling. If you're somebody that has a really hard time journaling and has no idea what to journal about, then this planner journal combination is for you, because it will help you get started on that journaling process, especially if you have no idea what to journal about or if you think you're bad at journaling. And these journal prompts have been specially curated to help you overcome your limiting beliefs. I have built upon them, so each one is more deep and thorough than the last, and it really helps you go deep in your emotions, and I've gotten such good feedback from it. So basically, what you're going to do is you're going to pick it up in the morning, and you're going to fill out the left-hand side with your tasks and your appointments and your gratitudes, and then you're going to go to the right-hand side and respond to the journal prompt that's there. And this is going to revolutionize your morning routine, because we all have a planner and a journal, and it's hard lugging around two of them. You can fit this in your purse. The Lazy Entrepreneur's Morning Routine is so compatible with being compatible. It's compact. I think that's what I meant to say. It's compact, so you can stick it in your purse, you can travel with it. And the great thing is it's completely undated. So even if you miss a day, it's okay. You can get back on track and you won't miss a journal prompt. You won't waste a journal prompt. So yeah, I have gotten such great feedback about it, and people have already been saying how they are really understanding their emotions better, overcoming those limiting beliefs that are holding them back and things that they didn't even realize, because I'm trained in neurolinguistic programming, and our subconscious mind is so powerful, and these journal prompts were created to really target your subconscious mind. So you can grab your copy at the link in the show notes, and I can't wait for you to screenshot your journal once you get it in the mail from Amazon, and screenshot it and tag me at Your Coach Jill, and I can't wait to see the amazing transformation you have after using this every morning. So I wanted to start off this year with a little bit about gratitude. So I did an Instagram post about gratitude, and the thing is that gratitude is one of those things where I was like, is this real? Like, everybody talks about being grateful, and how it really raises your vibration, and how you just need to be grateful for everything in your life, and then amazing things will happen. And I am so like logical left brain that I had a really hard time believing this, because I know that there are people in the world that suffer, that there are circumstances where it's very hard to be grateful for. I also work for the police, so I hear and see a lot of things that like you wouldn't necessarily be grateful for, and that I think that has affected the way that I see being grateful for everything in your life. But it wasn't until I learned that gratitude actually affects us at a neurotransmitter level. It like changes our physiology and therefore changes those neural pathways in our brain. And remember, we've talked about this before. Our neural pathways are those little like roots in your head, like roots like ROUTES, where the more you practice something, the more it becomes ingrained in your mind. And gratitude is one of those things. So if you are constantly practicing gratitude, which is why I included it in the Lazy Entrepreneur's morning routine, if you're constantly practicing that gratitude for the things that you have, you are less likely to be unable to handle difficult things. You are more likely to look on the bright side and to invite those things into your life. So this topic today, can gratitude cure your imposter syndrome, is not saying we can cure our imposter syndrome simply from being grateful. But the thing is gratitude raises your frequency, which means you are focused on the good, which means that better things will happen to you. So kind of like when you buy a yellow car, you're seeing yellow cars everywhere. When you are raising your frequency and when you are more excited and more happy and are more grateful, you will see the exciting opportunities that are coming to you. This also means that you're better apt to deal with adversity and you are building resilience because you are working on yourself at a neurotransmitter level where you are more excited about things that are happening. And when things go shitty, you are able to look on the positive side and to glean a lesson. And this is something that I'm going to be talking about in a future episode in terms of rejection and failure. And if you've been listening to me for a while, then you know I have the rejection template. And this is also a good way for you to focus on the good even when things go bad. So you could be grateful for not signing a client, because even though you really could have used that money from that client, maybe that client wasn't a good fit. And when you are being grateful for things like that, you are focusing on the lesson rather than how that situation has plagued you. And again, I am not somebody who thinks that gratitude is the be all and end all, but I do know that once I started practicing gratitude more and being more grateful for the things in my life, I was able to look back at my accomplishments and be like, wow, I've really achieved so much. Because something that people with imposter syndrome suffer with is being unable to internalize their accomplishments. And if you are able to be grateful for the things that are happening in your life and then look back and be like, wow, there are so many really amazing things that are happening for me and that are currently happening. And if you do that every single day, you will begin to glean the lesson. You will begin to see the positive side of everything that you are up against. So yeah, I think that that's about all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Can gratitude cure your imposter syndrome? I think that being grateful builds our resiliency and it changes our physiology at a neurotransmitter level, like we have learned in terms of neurolinguistic programming, that I have learned in terms of neurolinguistic programming, and that knowledge I'm sharing with you. If you are more logical, left-brained, not as spiritual, but it also really raises your vibration, which is a very technical term in terms of just raising your energy, raising your positivity. It's easy to dwell on things that have hardened our life, but when you look at the things that you can be grateful for, and if you are constantly practicing that, which the Lazy Entrepreneur's morning routine will definitely help you with that, when you're constantly focusing on the things that are good and that have brought good to your life, and when you start to get more specific. So I remember in the beginning, I'd be like, I'm grateful for my boyfriend, my dog, and my family. But then having to do it every day, I started focusing on like the little things. And if you have been following me for a while, I think I said this earlier today, but focus on those little accomplishments. If you have an accomplishment journal, I have talked about this before. If you have an accomplishment journal, or if you don't have one, you should definitely get one, because writing down your wins, you're going to start with the big ones, and then you're going to start doing it more consistently and start writing down the little ones, and they're all important. And that's the thing about being grateful, is it's all important to be grateful for the fact that you have Instagram to help you build your business. Or I was thinking about today, I'm grateful for the fact that I have a mother who supports me and buys me a ring light. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just stuff like that, in terms of just being grateful for the little things. It really helps you stay in that positive mindset, which again builds resiliency. It's not like we're just talking shit here and saying like, oh, you need to always be positive. I'm not saying that at all. But if you are able to see the good in situations that might not always be good, so maybe you had somebody reject you on a sales call, you might be able to sit back and be like, okay, how could I do better? But like, was this working out for me? Was this something that I can learn from? And was this actually ultimately for my good? And you're able to see that from a different perspective, because we're always able to understand things better when we have a more holistic view, rather than just thinking that the world is out to get us. And when we focus on the things that are actually working for us, we're not going to think that the world's out to get us. And we create our own luck, we create our own success, and gratitude can really help with that. So that's it for today. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday, New Year. I hope everybody was able to celebrate safely. And I hope that you are going to love all the stuff that's coming to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. Once I get over the month of January, which is going to be, not get over, but once I'm going to get through it, with a bunch of fun stuff, and once I start the mastermind in February, which is coming up, and if you want to hear more about that, please send me a message on Instagram at yourcoachjill. And once I get through all that, I'm going to be bringing on more guests, and I'm going to upload the guests that I have already recorded. I think it was in September I recorded with them, and oh, you know, technology just hates me, so. Oh dear. Okay, I'm going to end this now. So I will talk to you guys later, and see you next week. Thanks so much for listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast with me, Jillian Perrick. If you loved this episode, take a screenshot and share it on your Instagram story. And don't forget to tag me at yourcoachjill. Of course, I'd love for you to rate the podcast 5 stars and leave a review. And if you screenshot your review and send it to me at yourcoachjill on Instagram, I'll send you a free gift. At the very least, make sure you follow me on Instagram, again at yourcoachjill, for tons of free content, strategies, and inspo. See you next time.